I realized that there's no festival. There's nothing to bring hikers together.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the idea came simply from that. Just why don't hikers, people that don't necessarily have a need for speed, we're not mechanized, meaning we're not on bikes, we're not on skis. We just want to get together and we want to promote the, longevity of the places that we love, and we want to get together and build community, and that's where the idea came from.
Okay, so this is Little Hiking Festival. So you organized it, or were one of the people that organized it?
Yeah, so it was I'm organizing it with my partner Kate, who runs the company with me, and then my friends Dave and Cheryl. They live in Wells. I don't know if you've been down to Wells. It's the town that's right beside Barkerville.
No, I know where that is.
Yeah. So
if you go, that's the town you go through first. If you're from Cornell, again, Barkerville. For our guests watching us from around the world, very, very, very unique. It's the gold rush days before the 1900s, right?
Oh yes, yeah.
And so how they got there, I've gone through their graveyards there, and I see a lot of people that are buried there in their early 20s, and where they were finding gold, and they had to go through all the Rocky Mountains. Can you imagine how they got there?
I know. I actually think about that every time I drive to Wells, that people did this with horses and by walking and by foot. Yeah.
Unbelievable. Yeah. And then still a lot of the infrastructure is still there in Barkerville.
Yes, yeah.
And still not quite developed to the way it should be, but still an amazing place to see.
Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. There's a lot of heritage there and history, and Wells is like the artsy town that lies before Barkerville. And so my friends Dave and Cheryl, they own Frog on the Bog and White Gold Adventures.
Okay.
So they're running this with me as well. Dave and Cheryl had put on something called the Seven Summits, which was outside of Wells. So it was a hiking and biking festival or challenge, and you would come and you would hike all of the summits and bike them in one day. And that was something that they had run, and they ran currently, it's called the Gourmet Ski. So they've put on a lot of events in Wells over the years. So they're definitely co-streaming this with us in Wells.
So here you got it from June 21st to 23rd. So what do people do? So they sign up for it, and then they come from all over the place, I presume?
Yeah, so it's obviously open to anybody, just as a festival would be. We do have people from Vancouver coming, the Okanagan, lots of local people.
Europe?
And not Europe, not yet, but hopefully one day. It's our first year, so I definitely wanted to keep it small and needed to figure out how do you run a festival.
Well, and that's exactly the way to deal, because it has huge potential, right?
Yeah, I believe it does. Yeah.
You could do it every year, even if it stays smaller and gradually grow.
Yes.
It would develop then continuity, and people already looking forward to it, be expanded even longer and tie something else into it.
Yeah,
I think it's huge potential.
Yeah, I honestly do as well. There's as we've mentioned, how hiking and being outdoors blew up over COVID.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people wanting to get outdoors, joining hiking clubs, having guides, going solo.
Yeah, give me some ideas so that I know, sitting in Europe, I want to go there. The more I see, the better. Even if you had from this get a video of some sort, at least from a part of it, that you can put on your website in some form.
For sure, absolutely.
People can get a basic idea, but I believe that has huge potential. It is nature in its truest form, and secondly, it's financially doable. It's not staying in hotels that cost you $400 a night,
exactly.
or anything like that, and it is as close to nature in an organized structure that you can, all the things that you hear about, you will see or get close to it.
Absolutely. Yeah. So we're structuring it as like a festival, meaning there's multiple things going on. So Friday night, we're going to have opening ceremony and everybody checks in. And then Saturday, everybody's going to go to their trip leader for whichever hike they choose. So we're running different hikes for different like activity levels. And then after the hikes that night, we're doing a group dinner. And then we have live comedy and live music. And then Sunday, there's a workshop. We actually have Jen. She's a local. She runs mushroom, mud and moose. I might have gotten that wrong, but and she's a forager, a local forager from Prince George. So she's
what?
Forager. So she does.
What's a forager?
So you go into the bush and you pick like fiddleheads and different plants. And what does this tree do medicinally?
Okay.
So she's run a few workshops for us that have been amazing.
I love it.
Yeah, it's fascinating. So she's going to come out and run a workshop, and then there'll be another option for a hike Sunday. So it's just about community and creating the space for people to come together.